A stranger on the internet messaged me to let me know that my boyfriend and I are all over a couple swapping site. Throwaway because all of my friends know my main account, and I'm sorry if the grammar in this post is all over the place. It's late here, and I'm kind of freaking out. For the sake of privacy, I'm going to call my boyfriend Peter and the guy who messaged me. Background: I've been with Peter for 6 months. The relationship is fun and great. Now, let's just get straight to it. I was browsing social media before bed when Facebook alerted me that a non-friend was requesting to send me a message. Curious, I opened it and was greeted with a shock. He stopped replying after my second question. Dave, so, heard that you two are into couple swapping, etc. LOL. Me, what? Dave, y'all are all over his site for that. Not trying to be a creep at all or odd about it. This would be our first time doing anything like that. Me, can you send me screenshots of that stuff? Sorry if I sound rude. I don't think you're creepy. It's just that as far as I know my partner, and I aren't on any sites for swapping or anything else sexual. Peter isn't picking up his phone. It's late. I think that someone might have taken our images and put them on some sort of sexual meetup website, and I have no clue what the ETA entailed. Since we were contacted by a man in his 30s, the site must say that we're older than the 18 to 19-year-old kids we are. I'm also scared because Dave's profile says that he is from the same city that Peter and I are from. So whatever site we are on has our relative location on it. Maybe Peter has something to do with it? I want to know how I should proceed from here. Please help. A stranger approached me for a couple swap and alerted me to the fact that my boyfriend and I are all over a swinger site. I don't know how to proceed. Update 1. So after posting this last night, I was exhausted and fell asleep. Dave messaged me again a half hour ago and then stopped responding. I'm hoping for screenshots soon. Dave, sorry, I was asleep. I'll try to find that stuff. My wife and I deleted our profile. Me, yeah. Sorry about this mess. I don't know how this could happen unless there were bots or my boyfriend was trying to cheat on me. Dave, no, he wasn't trying to cheat. The profiles had both of you. At this point, I'm afraid it's Peter. I don't want it to be. He won't answer my texts. Update 2. Thank you to everyone who has responded. Something I didn't make clear in the original post is that the first message from Dave was from early January. I hadn't seen it until last night because my Facebook settings have it, so I only get alerted to messages from people who aren't my friends, nor have I been given permission to talk to me when I'm in the app or on the website. Last night was the first time I had gone on Facebook in about a month. At this point, I'm just waiting to hear back from Peter still. I'm leaning towards Dave as just some creep, but Peter's silence is becoming increasingly worrying. I still am going to check swinger sites to make sure none of my pictures are being used. I will update again when this is all figured out. Relevant comments. Comment 1. As a couple that regularly participate in swinging sites, this kind of thing is incredibly common. A guy derives pleasure from sexual chat, fantasizes about either participating in threesomes or engaging in partner swapping. So he'll create a profile without his partner's knowledge and pretend to be swingers so he can chat with real swingers. It's incredibly frustrating as real swingers and incredibly common. They are pretty easy to figure out after some experience. Also, the way it normally happens is we start chatting with a couple. After a couple days, we realize that we have only communicated with the male half. We ask for the two women to voice verify via phone or Skype, so we know both couples are who they say they are. Dude ghosts or deflects back to sex talk. Reverse image search often leads to their Facebook profiles or searching their email or their names and location. Regardless, it's easy enough to find them since most guys that do this aren't exactly. At that point, a decision is made. Either we're pissed off enough at the dude that will contact his partner over Facebook and rat him out, or we just make a note and move on. We actually outed my cousin's best friend's fiancé. Doing this, tracked down the Facebook profile, found he was a mutual friend with our cousin, and then found he was engaged to cousin's best friend. As we suspected, she didn't know he was doing this. So, as a couple who have been on the other end of this, we're leaning towards your boyfriend being an ass rather than being a scam. How should I approach him about this? I don't have any evidence besides the messages from Dave. Comment 2. It is difficult. He has the trusty fallback that real swingers keep in our pocket if anyone were to stumble across our profile on a site. Oh, someone stole our pics and made a fake profile. And yeah, it never happens. If people steal pics, it's not vanilla pics from Facebook. Unless you two are Ken and Barbie with very racy pictures on Facebook. Your pics weren't stolen, so you need cooperation from Dave. You need to know which site he found you on, create a fake profile on that site, and find other profiles in your area. Chances are you will stumble across the suspected account. Also, browse the men seeking women for men seeking women ads on Craigslist, and see if any of the pics or descriptions match you guys. But really, without Dave's help, there's nothing you can do besides snooping on internet history on all PCs, and hopefully Dave will cooperate. Swingers are big on honesty and consent. It's what differentiates us from cheaters. So hopefully he'll give you the details out of a sense of morality. There's always the chance that this is an innocent mistake. Maybe he tracked down the wrong person by mistake. But honestly, we've lived this exact scenario 3 times in the past year alone. It's very, very common for men to catfish couples. When we were new in the lifestyle and didn't know any better, we even had a few "my wife can't make it to. Do you mind if it's just the 3 of us?" attempts. Yeah, none of my pictures on Facebook even show my body in any capacity, only my face. Comment 3. Without evidence, all you can do is tell your boyfriend what happened and gauge his response. Without assistance from Dave, you have nothing to go on. I just hope your boyfriend doesn't have nudes of you, because we've been sent countless nudes of wives and girlfriends by catfishing husband/boyfriend. I really hope for your sake that I'm wrong, and this is just a case of mistaken identity. Maybe we're just sour because it's happened to us so many times. I really hope so for your sake, but the circumstances sound just a bit too familiar. Final update. Thank you so much again. All of you have made this day. Also, I want to mention that I hope I never came across as shaming the swinging community. All of you from that community were so kind and helpful. And my problem with all of this wasn't that the concept of swinging was scary, just the fact that my information and photos were being used without my knowledge. So let's get to it. Peter ended up texting me that he wanted to see me. I got a bad vibe, so I asked him to call me instead. You all were right. It was him. Apparently the fantasy of swinging was a special kink for him, and he used those sites to masturbate. I couldn't find the profiles on any sites because he had listed our ages as 23 to 24, and I had been searching for couples 18 to 19. Dave couldn't find our information because when Peter received my text last night, he went into damage control mode and deleted everything. He had used inappropriate photos of me to lure people into chatting with him. I'm young and relatively attractive, so I guess I was a good bet. I threatened to call and tell my dad, who is a sheriff, about all of this if he doesn't take down all of it. I'm meeting him at a coffee shop tomorrow to look through his phone and laptop to ensure all my photos are gone. Needless to say, we're done. Dave said he was sorry and that he didn't want to speak with me ever again, and that he and his wife only were interested in swinging because they thought Peter and I were hot. I still don't know how he found me on Facebook, and he stopped responding, so I blocked him. Today was kind of a day. Relevant comments. Comment 1. I read your updates, and I am so sorry that this has happened to you. Needless to say that I think it was very good that you so firmly decided to not give him another chance. I just feel that I have to say one more thing. I would tell your dad anyway, even if Peter shows you an empty phone and an empty laptop. You have no idea if he's made a backup somewhere, an extra hard drive, or a cloud service. Besides, your photos were out on the internet for God knows how long. There's a big chance that someone else has these photos on their computer now. There's a reason why posting images of unknowing participants is illegal. I recommend that you tell your dad and report Peter. Yeah, I'll definitely talk to my dad. It's going to be an awkward conversation, but you're right. Peter did something terrible to me, and who knows who else he's stolen photos from. Now to the next story. Story 2. Am I the jerk for telling my husband that I will divorce him tomorrow because he doesn't clean anymore? I'm at my wit's end. Everything changed after marriage, and I couldn't tell you why. Our biggest problem is cleaning. My husband used to clean up after himself, but after marriage, he just completely stopped with no warning. We were dating for 3 years, engaged for 1, and now, freshly married, we're 28 and 29. After we got married, my husband stopped cleaning. He wouldn't pick up after himself, wouldn't do his agreed-upon chores, and suddenly became a slob. It was like he's been intentionally dirtying things up. I stopped doing all of my housework out of protest a month into our marriage, and I now live in complete and utter filth. I'm rarely home due to the mess. I live part-time with my sister at this point, and he doesn't even care. I come home only to sleep at night, and sometimes I don't even come home at all. It's like we aren't even married anymore, and it's draining my mental health to the point where I've had multiple breakdowns this. I'm completely over it. I wanted to get married, but this is not the man I married. I would much rather be home where I belong, but I'm not a maid. The mess is as follows. Wet food in the sink from him, throwing his plate, finished or not. In there, bugs, garbage littered everywhere, puddles of mystery substances. The trash is never taken out. All of his laundry is dirty clothes. Unfolded, Crumbs galore. Takeout everywhere since he won't cook. Dishes piled to the skies. I can guarantee you there's more, but I can't describe it right. It's like he's a toddler. It's exactly like, Mommy isn't cleaning up, so he's tornado-ing through our house and not caring. Before, he would scrape his plate, rinse it, then leave it. He would take the trash outside, take the cans to the curb. He'd sweep, vacuum, occasionally do laundry, and he would never eat in the bed. Now he does it all. A few hours ago, I told him that if he doesn't clean up tonight, then I'm divorcing him tomorrow. I said if I don't see some progress on the house, then we're over. He told me that I'm being an ass for no reason and that cleaning is no longer his job. I nearly popped a blood vessel. We did not decide on that. He's telling me that I'm throwing everything away over pride and that all new marriages go through this transition. Bull. He told his mom, and she called me not too long ago and told me that I need to calm down and reconcile. I really love my mother-in-law, and she's one of the most level-headed people I know, hence the reason I'm writing this post. She's making me wonder if divorce is too far because it's only a mess, but it's a mess. She told me that we can reach a compromise and that we need to take a breather and talk about it all, but I truthfully do not want to. She reminded me of our good times and that life won't always be the way it is now, but I'm feeling incredibly skeptical. I cannot stand filth, and I can't live like this, even if it's for him. Am I the jerk? Edit. After writing a long comment, I'm done. I know I just posted, but I truly am done. My mother-in-law made me second-guess myself, but all I needed was to think about it all and hear an outside opinion, even if it's just one. He fooled me for 4 years, and marriage is not trapping me. He used to clean up after himself and be the most wonderful partner. It's a real shame that he showed his true colors after we paid so much for our wedding. I'm not a maid, and he's not a toddler. Even toddlers are more responsible and respectful than him. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around.